I, I, I. God damn it! I've zoned out under the shower, and then ended up showering for like an hour. I hate this. Wait. Chat. There we go. I'm still not decisive about what we're going to draw in the end. Pokemon TCGP trading update will come this month. What are they going to add? It's kind of fascinating, I have to say, because the feature will be incomplete when it releases, but future updates will add more to it. But what feature are they adding? The trading finally? Because I've seen that they wanted to make trading. Well, yeah, anyway, that's... It would be complete, I mean, there will be limited cards that can be traded, I see. Future updates will allow for a wider selection of cards to be traded. I'm assuming that they are for sure not going to allow people to trade off high-end cards, but only the common cards, to establish stuff like, you know, attempts on scamming people, etc. It will be a bad trading card game when you can't trade cards. I mean, TCG Online always had this thing that you couldn't really trade with people. It's just how it was. The thing is that then it's only a game. Yeah, you could only battle with them. Maybe card game. Yeah. You could just fight with your decks. That was it. That was the only part. It's first time in the history that Pokemons are adding trades. Hi Skylar, got to be here. How are you? Hope it is going. Happy to see you, happy to see you. Okay, let me see. Yeah, we can take care of the comic book again. There we are. I'm actually thinking, because I want to add how to say this? I actually want to And hi Ray, good to have you here. How are you? When it has been? Um. My brain is turning off. Generally, what was I talking about? I was looking like a prince. Oh. Oh yeah, I've started. You wanted to add something? Oh, yeah. I figured out what I can. What I can record at the start. I've also figured out how I can make the, the stuff for Terraria playthrough. So basically for now I'm playing Skull. My main goal is to... I have like goals that I want to achieve. And then we'll see. I might actually have like 2 different series going on. Like one where I'm just doing a playthrough and 2 where I'm trying to hunt for all of the achievements. Bro, I don't understand this. My throat is literally killing me again. And yeah. I have to say that... So here's the thing, I can't say that I'm almost finishing the thing for Terraria. It's just... I have way too many things now to care about it, so I figure out that I can just start playing Skull, the hero killer, in the meantime, just to figure out a couple things. Hi Dad, got to have here, how are you? And how's going? Not sure if gambling works. It should though. It should. Haste 150. Drinking some whiskey is good for throat problems. Give me your money. Actually, you are a wise man. I have a nice bottle of some apple whiskey. Let's see. I've actually spent most of my day today kinda chilling and stressing out at the same time, so I didn't really went into any like learning yet. I'm gonna do it after the stream. Is it me or your art style is crazy nice? Actually, my art style improved over time. When you haven't been here, then got to hear it. Don't force yourself on learning. Yeah, makes sense. Actually, yeah, I might take a break today from learning. Like, my main issue is that today I've had to figure out a lot of different things because I finally got my I finally got the things straight from the workplace and I had to figure out how I can get stuff for, you know, the medical checkup for work. Is my buddy Sultan still around? I believe he hangs around every now and then, checking up on us. You know, he's... but he's not really active in the chat. You know, Sultan has some stuff going on, so he needs some time for himself. In the shadows, I remember. Yeah, he's lurking. Most likely. Spooky. So I've started doing my stuff for the gameplay still. I'm probably going to spend some time figuring out how the designs for the NPCs to the game. That's an unannounced project. We're back already. I'm having some troubles with it. So we'll see. Also, the closer I'll be getting to that release, because that's one of those, you know, NSFW projects that I'm not willing to share on stream. But yeah, when I'll be done with those, I have some better ideas and be able to, you know, sit down and work my magic on other things. I feel like Davis's stomach area is not really working well. Like this all should be you know, a bit more gathered up. These are stomach muscles after all, goddammit. Yeah, I think that would be enough. I have to figure out also how to fit in working on the portfolio in the meantime. There's so many different things that I've gotta do, and so many, you know, at the same time in this year. Of course, I won't be able to do everything this year, but I want to do at least major part of it. Finally stop that stagnation. Hopefully this is going to help with couple things. I guess you've wondered where I've been. Okay. We're slowly here. How's your game going? To be fair, a huge portion is already done, and we are figuring out how to operate the quests. And I believe after finishing, you know, some first NPCs, quests, and first area to unlock and stuff, you know, like just to show some basic mechanics, we'll be able to throw it on. God damn it. I didn't manage to mute the mic in time. So basically I think we'll be able to throw things directly on the part. It's just that graphics are needed for now, so I believe everything now stays in place until the graphics will be here. And for the graphics, it's going to be a bit more problematic to actually figure out, because, you know, NPCs will also have to... Yeah, that used to work that way. So, yeah. I just need every NPC is dynamic too, yeah. But I'm figuring out stuff. I think I'm messing one thing up because NPCs are... Just to train this style, I thought that making NPCs in this style is also going to be good, but it just takes way too much time. I think I'm going to just make a template for them and shuffle. I mean, I know more or less how to do certain things. It's like how to cut things short. It's like randomization for NPCs, but I don't really use templates. I can very easily just place on some stuff directly on the graphics you have. So hi Ryan, good to have you here. How are you? Hope everything's going. So yeah, I kinda messed up and slowed down the process because probably I would be already done if I wouldn't want to use this style and quote-unquote train it. And just go for more simple attempt. This, you know, especially when that has its perks if it's doable programmatically. I don't think if it's doable programmatically, it's just the graphics, right? The graphics are getting changed by placing stuff on top. I mean the NPC randomization. I don't think if it's NPC randomization like this. You have fixed NPCs with fixed names, it's just I kinda randomize the dynamics of the NPCs, just, you know, to make things more interesting. Because I'm also kinda writing things for the game. So, yeah. I don't really worry about stuff. It's all doable. I was wondering on who writes the story. Me. I'm making graphics and write the story. I mean, there is no really story as it is. It's just, you know, there are just couple things, gags. Generally, the game is built to be more comedic. So a lot of stuff just doesn't make sense. They are just there to be funny. I just had to figure out a couple things. The dude I've got to work with does only programming. So kinda everything else for the game, which is roguelike and needs a lot of this stuff from me. Actually, you know, using the project kind of went from my side, so I'm just, you know, keeping up how I see my project, quote unquote mine. But still, I feel like the programming part is the small part of the game. I think so. Though I've established with the guy some roguelikes are kinda easy mechanics wise, yeah. I mean, the enemies are going to have a bit more advanced intelligence, so to say, right? So then the enemies are might actually come to a bit more challenging for the guy. Yeah. Again, I don't really mind it. Like, it's a first game I'm going to have on my release list. At least from that side. Tell him to generate maps dynamically adaptive to difficulty level. I believe that's what I'll ask him to do, so he can do some interesting work too. I asked him to do that, but he'll need more tile set for that. So yeah, tile set is also my head. I've also established I'm making the tile set. Probably it's not going to be really 100% finished, but I'm going to sell it. Double profit from one project. I guess. Not sure about this decision though. Seems legit actually, but not sure how it's going to influence, you know, quote unquote profits from the game. Because, you know, if the graphics from the game, I don't think it does. Oh well, then I can just, you know, use the fact that I was the one who made everything and, you know, graphic wise, and just shoot my goal. If it's just the tile sets, yeah, it's just tile sets, nothing else. I was thinking about reusing this tile set too, so I'm just, you know, helping myself. I'm doing like couple works with one stone, with one tool. 500 IQ play. How much ref share you get? 50%. Of course, minus the, you know, taxing, because the guy is going to receive the cash and he's going to get the and he'll have to do the taxes. Then I'm going to be sent my portion. My portion is also going to be lowered by the, you know, sending. That's low. Oh well. I mean, I had no idea what we are going for. We've kind of established that beforehand, which now makes, you know, kind of no sense that we've established this before even establishing the game. But I also was kind of pumped to work on it, so whatever. I know it's low, you know, due to the sheer fact how much work I'm putting out. That's kind of low, but you can have everything, I guess. I mean, that guy has some name in that space. Really? Is he known for like scamming people, or just he has a name? Oh. He's known for making a bunch of good games. Oh, okay. So that's good, at least. Because I know that even though it's 50%, at least this 50% can be, you know, higher. Still. So it will insta-sell a lot, yeah. So that's going to be a boost. Also, I'm going to appear in credits, so that might also boost my my name, because I've been cooperating with this guy. And if I do well on graphics, you know, things might actually steamroll into something really good. Plus the guy's code is nice, yeah. By the way, this dude is actually working on couple projects at the same time. Like, straight up, this guy is crazy. I mean, I'm not really shocked, considering that he's programming quite fast, and generally a lot of the time for him is just waiting for the graphics. So it's logical that he's taking up couple projects, because all those couple projects are going to... I see what he's working on, I see. But yeah, that's crazy. And I'm not even shocked. Or playing Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, he's been playing some games too. But I guess, you know, not everyone, like, everyone needs, you know, some time for themselves. Like, for example, I am not sitting and working 24/7 on the graphics. I mean, he's playing it right now. Oh, I see. So you've got him on Steam. I mean, on Discord. Yeah, coding needs inspiration too, yeah. I'm going to I'm probably going to sit down. I'm on their server. I'm surprised you're not. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know what's their server. Someone is actually shooting fireworks outside of my window. Hi Sav, got Evie here, how are you? Open house going? What do you mean, fatty? Hi stinky voice. Well, why you so mean all of a sudden? Nah, JK. I'm good, actually, I'm good. How are you? What about you, Sav? You doing well? It's Joe. Yeah, I know. I'm just playing. I'm happy to see you all again. Yesterday I had a break because I just really needed it. Straight up, no jokes. For real. Then he got 1,000,000 pack. Yeah. I would actually also like look around for some feedback if I would have this possibility on their Discord server. Maybe I would be able to, like, you know, expand my reach. You have the possibility. Yeah, I know. Wait. Possibility to what? Join their server or possibility to expand my reach? To expand my reach, I would need to, you know, join the server. Oh yeah, I do. Of course I do. I'm just lazy. I would also need to sit down and finally start doing some more works on the content for it. You know, like, first of all, I would have to work out on the game. Second of all, while waiting for some more needed stuff and working on the tile set. I'm in love with a criminal. Listen, they didn't prove me nothing. Well, you can call me whatever you want. Actually, I'm getting ready to close up stuff for my sick leave and coming back. Uni. Okay, soldier. To be fair, I'm happy because I'm finally starting to do some progress on a couple things that I was always trying to reach in. For example, the programming. When I've sat down throughout the 2 days, I've actually went through like a bunch of other things. I'm now on the 7th chapter on math, and I think math is also very similar. I believe it's about like adding, dividing, multiplying, subtraction, and other stuff, generally. Dice. No, don't die. Yeah, kind of the base operators and the other stuff we use very rarely. Yeah. Have you watched Squid Game? Kinda, yeah. I mean, I don't know I've never really watched it, but I know what's going on in there. So I guess the guy can skip math, right? Have you watched Squid Game? No. But when you discover a link, your brain will melt. Bruh. Can I skip math then? Because if those are like basic operators, which are, I believe, working like the typical stuff. Like there's some stuff there, I see. I mean, I'm wondering if I can skip it because I've been already doing the same, using the same operators in JS, right? But I'm not I'm asking since I believe you know the book and more or less on what they are saying there, so I'm like kinda asking if I can skip it because it's literally the same as JS, or if I should actually read through it because there might be something that I might not that I might, you know, need, or it would be good to know, and it's not really as in other languages. Hi Zach, got to have you here. How are you? The image shading has gotten awesome, thank you. Look at the code snippets, and if it's not obvious instantly, then read the text above. Oh, okay. That might work. That might be a technique. Also, thank you, Zach, and hi, hello. Glad to have you here. Wait, let me check one thing. Okay. Like in JS, they use the percent operator more scarcely. I've never really used JS operator like that. I've never used percents. I've been only using percents in CSS because it was easier to manipulate stuff with percentile. There we go. I had to plug my phone to charging. Percent if the leftover is the leftover, I say C. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So it's still like subtracting. Oh, so it's not like subtracting at all. But that's just my opinion, don't change anything for my sake. It's okay, it's okay. I mean, the thing is that those really depend on what you're, on like how deep bone you are going for, or like how pronounced chest you are going for. Devis doesn't really have really pronounced chest, so in this form he's very young. Like they are like the race that Devis is like they do get the they do get the muscle structure really quickly and without much effort, but it still really depends on the person's age. The ridge in the sand we should be slightly darker, maybe here? Can be, sure. I believe just one big push with that, just to make it pop out a little, like that, yeah. Makes sense. Thank you. By the way, folks, like, you know, everyone can, like, point out things they see. It's not like I'm getting hurt or anything like that. It's just, you know, I'm aware of the role of the viewer. Girl boss tries to get Devis to wear an armor, but he is uncomfortable with it, but not because in reality he just wants to show off the 10 packs. The girl is jealous. Bro. Sounds cool. I actually haven't really thought about gags. Like, despite this manga being seinen, I believe it would be really crucial to also have some gags in it. I think Berserk also has some quote-unquote funny moments, like, you know, for the just saying, because his chest almost looked a bit empty without the middle line. Yeah. If you see some more stuff, you can also just shoot, you know. I'm just saying, because a lot of artists on stuff, almost every artist on that is a content creator just on the internet, it gets very offended by very offended when people are pointing things out. I find it very helpful because, again, like, viewer is going to see 100 times more than the person that does something. Same for the games. Like, for example, if I would ever play a game and I would be stuck on something, like, people are going to see things as very obvious, but this is not because you know, the person is just stupid or doesn't know better. It is actually just because, like, quite often people don't really notice things when they are focused on doing that said thing. They just don't pay much attention. Viewers are paying way more attention to details. That's why I'm very happy whenever someone is letting me know that they've spot something that could be changed. Like, for example, the fact that chest almost looked a bit empty without the middle line, which is very a very common thing that a lot of artists are also doing, to be fair. I'm focusing a lot on the shading, that's why I might not really pay much attention to details connected with the structure of the body. So if you see something, please do let me know, I'll be much obliged. It's really cool. Also, if someone feels unsure if they are going to say something, let me tell you that it's just about observation. If something doesn't seem natural for you, then it just doesn't. Then it's just messed up. Even if you are an artist, even if you are not an artist, and you look at an artwork, you can still say that something is wrong. So, still, go ahead. I feel like, you know, content creators made things far worse for everything. How to say this? I wonder how far I can go with it. Almost every anime has its comedic moments. What do you mean? How far you can go with it? Telling me what's wrong? I mean, some things are also stylistic choices. So if I'm sure you noticed that I started to point out stuff less and less lightly over time. Yeah, I've noticed. You know, it's just... I don't know. If you've just got bored of constantly letting me know about stuff, like, it's okay. But if I gave you, like, an idea that I'm, like, you know... if I gave you an idea that I don't like it, then, like, sorry. Like, I've actually find your side notes very useful. Because you are noticing a lot of stuff, actually, that, for example, like, even stuff that I've been struggling with. Like, for example, you've noticed that I'm having troubles with eyes, and I've been struggling with eyes. I'm still struggling with them. I feel that I'm struggling with just to adjust. Yeah. Please do go ahead. Like when I started telling about sausage fingers, yeah, you know, like, you can see that my fingers got different too. This is thanks to you, because, like, I've started paying more attention to the fingers. They might still look a bit sausagey, but for sure there is also, they look better. Yeah. It's because I've been practicing fingers a bit more. I've been generally practicing hands a bit more, so yeah, this is why I really like when someone is pointing things out to me, because, you know, I can't see everything always, and who's going to see something better than someone that is just observing, right? Generally, people that are just observing are paying way more attention to details and basically everything. So, like, fingers were just fingers, the way I were doing them were just the thing that, you know, seemed good for me. But when you've actually started pointing out that the fingers seems a bit more sausagey, like, yeah, it started to hit me, you know. So this is really good if people are pointing things out. Even when you are pointing eyes out, like, sooner or later I'm going to see the eyes. If we talk about hands, yeah, what's up with hands? I've noticed that I didn't really place shadow here. The poking part looks odd here. This? That's a bit more stylistic choice. I'm wondering if it's good though. It also looks a bit weird to me, now as you've mentioned it. The one with, the one around this. But it gives, like, a bit more dynamic, I guess it gives a bit more shape and dynamicness around the hands. But I feel like it should be, like, slightly more, like, smoother, instead of, like, actually poking out like this. It looks like he got some sort of issues with his hands. Yeah. That's something that that's one of the things I've tried to add. I am good you mention it. I'm figuring things out on that part. Mm, I believe I have a lot of inconsistency around the body. I feel like it should be a bit better. Like for example, those sides. For example, with the shading, they are looking a bit odd. For example, over here, stuff are looking a bit different. I've tried to copy it the same way here, but I failed. But well. I don't think you should worry about it. People are not symmetric anyways. Yeah, true. We are not. We are very asymmetric. As a matter of fact. A lot of people get so obsessed about their look, but what they see is that they, you know, the reality. I've seen someone saying like, hey yo, look, if you look at my eyes, one of my eyes is just tiny bit higher, and I was like, yeah, it is, because we are not symmetric. It wasn't really as visible. She had to actually, I don't know how long she had to look at her face, but she had to show that literally with a freaking ruler that one eye is like half a centimeter higher. Those are like birth defects, like you can't really do much about it. Every single of my previous girlfriends were insecure about boobas or a tiny amount asymmetric, yeah. I think, like, just to be fair, not even girls. I've noticed that some guys are also very worried about that. Like, for example, asymmetric, like, you know, muscles and stuff. They're trying to equal it by, for example, focusing, you know, for example, focusing on one side just to like kind of try to equal it out, but it wasn't really working well for them. Yeah, that's like very common. Kind of irritating. Because, you know, they just look natural, but they, you know, they get all scared and, you know, what the fuck is going on? I'm hideous. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Yeah. I believe it's also because like a lot of people just see, for example, mirrored faces of theirs, and now we live amongst like, you know, a lot of people that want to become content creators or content creators, and they look at them with like, you know, mirrored lens. But the fact is that actually when you kinda see yourself mirrored, you don't really see as many asymmetric moments. I've seen someone like freaking out because they've made a photo and mirrored it, and like everything was seeming asymmetric. Because you get used to it, yeah, exactly. So actually I'm wondering, are people that are very insecure about their outlook just not really growing used to the way how they look? Of course, it's also because of the beauty standards that we have, like a lot of girls are, for example, trying to be freaking Barbies and stuff because they think that this is how women's supposed to look like. Some teenagers losing their lives just because they are getting into eating disorders, or they are getting some of those weird diets, quote-unquote diets, where they, for example, soak a wool, not wool, but like, you know, some fluff, like medical fluff in juice and just swallow it because it doesn't have any calories. But what they don't know is that they are actually that it's not dissolving in their stomachs and it's actually clogging their system. Cool. Cotton balls, yeah, the cotton ball diet. It's not a diet at all, by the way, so folks, don't try it at all. It's like causing only internal issues. Of course, an operation could help, but who wants to have their stomachs opened? It's also one of those trends that were made by some psychos. I've noticed that every now and then you get like a trend made by a psycho just because they want to watch people hurt themselves. Like straight up. Like who, for example, came up with the idea of choke yourself? It's for people who want to shortcut instead of exercise, yeah. And if someone wants a shortcut instead of exercise, they can just go and get their fat sucked off. That's the shortcut. I understand that some might try to seek for, you know, not expensive solutions, but seriously, like there has to be some like critical thinking in there. Who came up with the weird stuff just want to get praised by followers? It's a social media problem. Yeah, I've actually wrote a like the pink sauce. Yeah, I've actually got a I've wrote a paper about this. Like here in Poland we have to write papers about something, so we have to give like a bunch of different we get a topic and we have to like start talking about this and then stand our point and prove the point by like X amount of you know, parts and end it, right? So the thing is that I was really good at those, and I was writing about a lot of different things, and we've had one of those days where we had to like pick up a random topic. Our Polish teacher had like a stack of papers. Those had the topic, and I think 2 or 3 topics you could pick from those 3 only, and there was like a source text that you had to use for the very first one. Also, yeah, it's dangerous that girls starve themselves, but imagine giving them medicine which does the opposite secretly. I mean, on the other hand, like, talking about weight is a bit difficult because both ways is very bad for someone's health. Like, you know, it's okay if, for example, the girl is chubby, right? She's chubby, she likes to eat, but it's not like, you know, she's eating away the stress, or she doesn't have any control over herself or anything like that. So basically, like you can. Nah, it's just a random thought originating from somewhere. Oh, I see. I see. But yeah, like it goes both ways. Again, like it kind of goes both ways because if someone is too thin and they are starving themselves, they are killing their organism by exactly by the lack of protein, by the lack of vitamins, etc. This is a disorder, but there's also the other side of it. And girls literally just eat until they vomit, they don't have control over their weight, they are becoming like morbidly obese, and by the end of the day they also have issues, right? Like heart problems, hypertension and other things. So like, to be fair, it's very difficult to really pinpoint where, I mean, wouldn't say it's very difficult to pinpoint where's the good portion, because of course it's right in between, but it's very easy to get lost among those lines, you know? It's actually quite difficult to not get lost among those lines. Like, for example, most such viral stuff comes from the US, but they have unhealthy foods, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, like, we have like our own FDA, right? And health and health inspections and other stuff that have to, all the foods imported have to go through to check if the food is healthy by the standards of certain country. That's why, for example, the Coca-Cola structure is not the same in every country, because, for example, in America, you can literally just pour fucking chemicals and call it a drink, and people are going to drink it. The other thing is that in EU it's mostly the same. Yeah, wouldn't say like mostly the same, but yeah, we are close. We are close. The thing is that America actually has a lot of, for example, cancerogenic stuff. Fruit juice has different minimum fruit contents by country. Yeah, true. That's why, for example, that, right? So actually, you would really need like a, how to say this, you would need like a lot of planning out, resourcing, looking into stuff to actually understand how food in your own country works, and then you could think how you can where you can draw the line. And for example, like snacks, right? Like, some people are going to sit down and eat an entire bag of Cheetos. Like, okay, like I'm also guilty of that every now and then, but I'm still like doing my best to control myself, and it goes well. The thing is that some people just don't have that like red bulb shining in their head, so they, for example, instead of eating, you know, a bag of Cheetos throughout the entire day just as a snack, they sit down and they eat, for example, 5 bags of Cheetos, right? And I'm talking about those family size bags of Cheetos. So the thing is that just, you know, talking about generally food is a bit complicated. I just ate a pack of Pez. The other day somebody talked about it, so I got some. Yeah. We've talked. Day before yesterday, we've talked about Pez. I have to check if I can import Pez. I think it was Crow. Yeah. Crow was talking about Pez. I sent you some. If you want to, yes, please. For sure, I would want that. Pez, let me see. Yeah, I can actually import Pez with freaking Amazon. You can get Nintendo Super Mario Dispensers 12 pack. Bro. And it's overall peak. Like people are buying buying that. Candy Space Jam gift set, Bugs Bunny and LeBron James dispensers, and 6-pack of candy. The Marvel Avengers Pass dispensers with 3 refill candies. Bro. Actually, I don't know why, but Pez seems so funny for me. They've even got a Funko Pop Pez dispensers, can you believe that? Let's go, Funko Pop Pez 5 Nights at this holiday, Freddy. Let's fucking go. Yo. People collect Pez dispensers like crazy. Not only that, I think I saw someone having like very specific Pez dispensers. Those were like vintage Pez dispensers. Yeah, I had a bunch of those too, I see. Like, here's the thing. Someone had like a very specific Pez dispenser. got a 12 pack on one side, got Mario on the other side, Luigi. Thought there is only one kind of dispenser. I mean, you get like, you still have like one kind of dispenser. I believe though the structure of those never changed. The thing is that you just get different like heads and something, right? And I have to say that it's actually very weird if you think about it, because some of those how do you call it? Some of those retro Pez dispensers were, from what they were saying in the documentary, were costing even like $12,000 American, because those were like getting on collectors as a collector item. What the fuck? Yeah, imagine you spent $12K just for a Pez dispenser. Like, at this point the plastic had to be like so fragile, wasn't it? Because like, okay, we are talking about like age, but back in the days plastic was really flimsy with everything. The plastic manufacturing wasn't really as good. Like, not to mention that, I mean, even Lego bricks, right? Like, Lego bricks are over 100 years old at this point, I think. We're getting close to that. The thing is that they've had like a lot of different manufacturers, because at first they were outsourcing like 3 different companies. None of those companies was working well, and plastic was very flimsy, etc. And they've started making their own plastic. I mean, their own plastic. They've actually got the formula from certain manufacturer of plastic, and just started working with their plastics and stuff. The thing is that it's actually crazy if you think about it. Come to the idea that back in the days plastic stuff wasn't really so good. Like, nowadays it's easy to break something plasticky. Back in the days it was even more fragile, because the plastic wasn't really haven't had really such a good manufacturing methods. Pez is really old too, yeah. I think Pez also is very old. Yeah, like also like nearly Lego old level, I would say, if not exactly Lego old level. I've actually noticed that I can I figured out that I can also order off of the internet snacks for very good price. Like for example, I can get a 50 bottles of cola, you know, Coca-Cola, the normal one, the original one, not the knockoff one, for like 50 PLN. I would have to order it off of the internet though. It's mostly working like that because you are ordering straight from the manufacturer. Like I figured it out because it's like manufacturers are. Pez was made in 1927 Austria. That's crazy. I think Pez would have to be in Poland at a certain point too then, if it was from Austria. At least on the German half. Because they were importing stuff then from those countries. Like okay, like Poland was under occupation, but we were still receiving items because Germans were living here and had to eat something, so you know. But yeah, Pez had to. It's crazy. It's also nearly 100 years old. Like 2 years, and Pez is 100. Will hit 100 years. That's really crazy. Damn. I can't believe that so many like stuff can already be mentioned to be nearly 100. Crazy. Yes. I was crazy once. They've closed me in a room, in a rubber room with rats. It's 98 years old, yeah. Damn. Actually, if you look at some other companies, you don't even expect how old those can be. But if you think about it, those were just here forever. You can find some stuff in old movies. I'm getting shocked that some of those items were in the times where those old movies were recorded. Coca-Cola is also 100 years old. And come to think of it, it started as a medicine. I love how they sell Pez stuff in the Japanese store here, but the Pez is made here and exported to Japan, then exported back here. Let's go, cost efficiency. Let's fucking go. Bro, I can't believe that. Bruh. It's owned by Haas now. I remember this name. Haas. I think it's manufacturing more candies too, right? They do puddings. pudding and stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, we do have some of those. And vitamin fizz tablets. I think mostly the vitamin fizz tablets because I'm a sucker for those. I sometimes just drink those. Instead of drinking those, I'm just eating them. Like a filthy animal I am. Ooh. I don't know, they just feel nice on the tongue. Also, I have to say, I've seen recently some outbursts on the internet about couple things. Like someone was so mad that they didn't receive a tip from the customer that they've literally just had to go on the internet and start blabbering about this. And I'm wondering like, what's up with the tipping? Like, I understand like you can leave a tip. Like sometimes I'm doing that too. But why people are getting angry that they are not receiving one? And back to Rob. Rob? So, like, you know, I do understand that leaving a tip is good and like, yeah, some delivery didn't get the tip, then got back with friend to rob the place. Oh, okay. Was it that? I think it was that. It's rampant in America, yeah. I absolutely despise it. Like, you can't really force a customer to tip you. I've noticed that sometimes employees are just giving themselves the tips, not even informing the customer about that. Because places discover that they don't have to pay their staff if the customer does. Bro. Fuck no. A tip is a tip. Alright? But still, I mean, we're talking about America, so building on the premises that the customer will feel sorry or shame if not tipping, yeah. I don't really care. I will just straight up look into the person and say I don't want to tip. Like, I don't really care about that. They are working, I'm also working. I'm working for my own money. They are doing their job, but that doesn't mean I have to pay their paycheck. But it's like, you know, it's something normal in Poland to not tip. It never goes in. Like, some people were trying to push tips. People were started getting mad. Literally, someone got beaten by it. Yeah, I don't get tipped after every nice line of code either. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not getting tipped either for withholding this fucking company's logistics on my shift, and generally the entire shift, because there's just a band of fucking idiots working there that doesn't even have an idea what they are doing. We have a different name for tips, really? For ours, it's like a word that is like... Drink money, yeah, it's literally drink money, exactly. We have the same. I was figuring out how I can translate it, but this is the best way to say it. It's like beer money. Bar wine? Nice. For us, it's like beer money. So it's straight up for wine, yeah. For us, it's for beer. That's so crazy. And yeah, this is money for getting wine. Exactly. Bro. That's cool. That's really darn cool. So it's kinda a reward for the good service and not a payment. Yeah, exactly. And I believe that it's actually supposed to be like that. Like, I've got tips when I was working at the hotel. I was doing a lot, standing on my head for a customer. But I was getting tips for that. Like, a lot of people from the abroad were coming around and giving tips. Like, we've had a bunch of people from Canada and they were like tipping like crazy almost to everyone. Of course, like, dude, that was a great service. Here's some money, get yourself a wine, yeah. Like, exactly. Or like, here, buddy, you've deserved a beer. Here, buy something for yourself. Like, straight up. I kinda like the premise of this being a reward. Because, like, for example, here in Poland, a lot of like customer service people, and I mean like people from like sales, you know, the cashiers and like other like from other types of establishments. The tipping was crazy in Tunisia. Really? That's crazy. They didn't want to accept? Oh yeah. In some I always tip abroad. I see. I always tip where I feel that someone was actually very kind and patient with me. I mean, they wanted less. Yeah. I mean, I would assume that sometimes they also have to. Well, I believe sometimes they have to, for example, tell their boss that they've got a tip. And if it's above certain amount of money, they have to give huge percentile to the company. This is something that actually Ryan. But yeah, this is something that I've noticed a lot of countries actually are doing when the tipping started to get crazy. Like, lifted and took our 30 plus 30 kilogram baggages to our room while it wasn't even his job. Yeah, like I've done that too. I shouldn't, because I wasn't a baggage boy or anything like that. I was a receptionist, so I was supposed to stand on the reception. But it was like middle of the night. I've seen they were like really darn tired. So I like offered them help. So I like, you know, took the baggage. You know, I am a huge guy, so it wasn't like half of being like anything. He was like somebody never seen that much money. I mean, $10 must have been like a lot. Like, for me, $10 is a lot. For $10 I can already buy myself something. Everything is really cheap there. Yeah, that also. So if you take for the granted the exchange and how cheap stuff are there, that's like a crap load of cash. And dollar is very valuable there, yeah, exactly. So it's like as if you gave him like even, let's say, 2 weeks of really good eating. their own currency goes to shit, yeah. But the stuff are still cheap there, so... The thing is that actually bought a bunch of euros in USD. I remember I've had... yes. I remember one thing. It was like one major issue with my coworkers. So basically, I was working only night shifts, and I was helping everyone during night shifts. My coworkers from different portions, like I was helping out clearing the bar when people were ending stuff. Where they're with only euros, they then exchange when needed a liar, because that money like lost 30% value per day. Jesus Christ, that's crazy. 30% of value per day, that's a lot of loss throughout a week, for example. Like 30% a week. Because it's always 30%, it doesn't stack up. But yeah. They were like in almost a hyperinflation, yeah. And they banned merchants from accepting USD and Euro. That's understandable. But I would assume that, I mean, okay, if merchants would accept USD or Euro, that would like mess up their currency even more. But we paid with it under the counter anyways, yeah. I mean, it's much easier to get anything like that. Personally, for example, I've been like, it was cheaper that way too, yeah. Far better and easier for the customer and the merchant, because after all, the merchant later would just, you know, get all the different currencies they've got and, you know, just go exchange it when things would start stabilizing, so they would get like a crap load of liras. Like that's some... Just put aside why their currency goes to shit, yeah, exactly. So people in Poland were doing the same thing. Also, I can't believe that a lot of people are still dealing with the francs loans, because at certain points Poland started giving the loans in francs, and people started getting those, buying those, I don't know, taking those, mostly because you had those the Visa loans too, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And people are now in crap load of loans. Swiss franc based, yeah, exactly, Swiss franc. People are now in so much debt because of that. Yeah, exactly. Same here in Poland. People lost almost everything. Houses, cars, everything. They now sit in like... They've had everything, and they thought that something like that would ever be real or work. And they've lost it all. That kinda sucks, but on the other hand, like, they kinda got what they've... You know, what they've wanted. and they're still in bigger debt than what they took as a loan. Yeah, exactly. At certain here in Poland, they've even they've even started doing like how do you call it? They've made like a lawsuit. All the people that took those loans against the banks, and they said that they want something, right? That they want like compensation, they want support or something. I think now they have like a shield, and the amount of loan they have has been reduced. So I think now they have to give back what they loaned, like 1-to-1, no percentile. Like, oh, you've loaned 1,000, you have to give back 1,000, right? So it's because it didn't happen exactly as people imagined. Yeah, exactly. So basically now like a lot of those people received like supports, banks received limits on how much they can demand from them. I think the transfer got locked, so it can't so now change, and inflation can't really affect anything. This is crazy. Actually, we learned about this scam at university economy class. Damn. I was just watching how people were losing money. The thing is that actually my teacher, English teacher from technical college, the last year, so that good one, that really great English teacher, actually got part of it, and she was attending those lawsuits, right, to get some support. So like, when we were talking, when I was talking with her, I was also getting some updates on that case, and I have to say that it really sucks. It really sucks by how much she lost. It happened because the loan was based on other currency, which went up. Then almost at the peak they stopped and finalized the price to protect customers, but then the currency went back a lot, but the price was already freezed, so the bank kinda screwed the people. Yeah, exactly. I believe over here in Poland they've made it just so also just so the banks wouldn't be screwed, so it got like frozen, I think, around like in between of the lowest and the highest point. So like the bank wouldn't lose money and people wouldn't be fucked over with 100%. If they did literally nothing and let it be, there would be very little problem. Yeah, kinda. It was just the matter of fact of waiting, but still, for example, over here in Poland, it's very difficult for people to get out of any debt, really. Because the issue is that when you are getting a loan, even though you are paying everything up to date, the bank can, for example, go and give you a lawsuit that you are not paying off the loan fast enough, so you discrediting all the payments you've made, because like, oh, it's not fast enough for us, right? And that's the reason for them. So they are making the lawsuits and they are kind of fucking over people, so people have to pay twice as much. Plus, the issue is that the facilities taking the debt off of people are taking huge percentile. So basically, people are ending up with like around 1,000 PLN just to live off of, and they are forced to pay off like crap load of additional stuff and the entire loan from the very beginning. So that's like really fucking over people, and that's why a lot of people are really struggling to pay off any debt, really. And this is a lot of people are suffering because of that, because it's something that, you know, it's like a plague. You know, people just, you know, for example, are going somewhere buying an item with rates, so it works kind of like a loan. You are like signing up the paper for a loan, so kind of like a bank is buying the stuff for you, but you're obligating to pay off this item within, for example, couple months, and you have like given how much you have to pay off every month, right? This is how rates are working in Poland. For some, it might seem really useful, but stores can actually still fuck over people because they can still like earn twice. Same for banks. So as a matter of fact, you are losing not once but twice in that case. Yeah, and if you can't pay, the bank keeps the money and the property too. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Which sucks. And even if you end up paying it off, you are still not getting the property back. So you've lost. Also, don't know if you looked at loans nowadays. No, I'm not looking at loans at all. I'm not interested in getting those at all. I believe that anything connected with getting a loan is just and multiply the monthly payment of the runtime. God fucking damn it. Yeah, that's really screwing a lot of people over. I hate it because I hate when there's something unfair going on. We have a number which is called Total Loan Interest Indicator. Yeah, I think we have that too. I think it's called RRSO. So you are getting a percentile, so each month above the promised payoff, it rises by certain percent which you have to pay off. Like, I've seen that back in the day, some of those had like 2% RSO. Now it's fucking 25. Can you believe what is this conversion? You are getting 25% additional to your debt each month you don't you fail to pay off the stuff, which is falsely believed by the masses that it's the plus percentile they have to pay back. Yeah, kinda. Yeah, I believe it's like a false belief too. But if you multiply the runtime with the monthly payment, you have to pay back 300% from the get-go. Yeah, exactly. That's why getting a loan is never a good idea. There are saving accounts that are... It's kind of shady, and you have to read through the terms of service of such account, because of course, like, no one is going to give you money out of nowhere, but and it's usually working like that they have a broker and you're like sending money on that account. Savings accounts are usually bad too. Depends. My bank actually have a really good savings account. I'm not losing anything, but this is because, for example, banks have their own brokers and systems, and like they know how to multiply. My bank is owned by a broker. Damn. Well, yeah, my bank is just a bank. It's not owned by any like shady stuff, but they have their own brokers. Like here's the thing: they've had this thing where they were hiring a lot of brokers. A lot of brokers actually were having issues because of that, but they finally got like a team of brokers. So generally now their savings accounts are just so like you're sending money on the saving account, right? Let's say 1k, and by the terms you are getting 5%, because you are getting 5% every month, right? From what you have on an account, which is really high percentile, I have to say, for savings accounts. Like 5% every month, that's crazy. So basically the thing is that if you look at it, I've read through their terms of services, so it's as I suspected. We get 5% per year. L, like really total L. But inflation is higher, I see. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. With inflation higher, that like 5% per year, yeah. So basically, like, you get 5% per month, right? So, but you can take the money anytime you want, without any punishment. It's just an account, but you are getting 5%. Why you are getting that 5%? It's because a broker from the bank is using that money. Doesn't follow the inflation, but loans do. That's funny too. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Your bank deposit doesn't follow the inflation, but loans do. That's the issue, isn't it? That's crazy. Bro, I just can't believe how, like, still, if you think about how many things are going on, you literally can feel like you are getting scammed and fucked over for money every single day, on every single basis, everywhere. Like, straight up. But I've like kind of learned to start to ignore it, because it's everywhere. It's like a plague. You can't like get rid of it. Not to mention taxes. Yeah. So basically, you can, like, it's really good account because you can take out the money anytime you want. Of course, when you take out the money, when you take the money, when there is going to be the percentile addition, you are not going to receive the money based off of what you've had before the taking out the money, but based on what you have that day on the account. So you can like flow the cash in there, and just every month you are going to get the 5%, and it's like a snowball, right? Of course, there are limits. I believe you can receive up to 10 grand or 5 grand in a month. So everything above, right, it's like additional for the bank, right? That's why the bank also likes when people are depositing a lot of money or keeping those accounts for a long period of time. But generally their brokers, right, are working that way just so they are receiving that money that you deposited there, quote unquote receive, and they are using it, right, to invest, right, day trading and stuff, because those are brokers. So basically, just because those brokers are playing with those money on the market, they are getting a lot of cash, right? Of course, you are getting 5% from what you've placed in, but for example, they might receive like a crap load of addition, right? So let's say you place in 1,000, after a month you are going to receive additional 50, so you're going to have 150. But the bank, for example, received like 500k simply because the broker just earned on the market with that money as much. I'm just giving an example. I believe it's nearly impossible to receive 500k after playing with 1k, but of course they are receiving far more. So anyway, it's just that a bank is receiving a lot of like bonuses along with that, so giving you 5%, which is also secured, by the way. Bank tells you my bank in the terms of services of that account tells me that my money is never going to be dropped. Like, it's not like I'm allowing them to play it on the market and I'm going to lose it if the broker fucks up. It's secured, and they are still going to pay me off the 5%. It's just the broker will have to, you know, play it off, right? Because the bank is going to lose. So, like, generally the brokers are now getting fucked with these terms of service. So that's really good. That's really darn good. And I might actually take it up because that's really cool to get like additional percent every month, even though I don't think I'll be able to save up a lot. But let's say I'm going to make more commissions, I'm going to just save up, let's say, every money. I've even made a system where I'm going to like check like that I'm going to check how much I'm going to earn, how much I have to deduct from that by the end of the month, and I believe I'm going to have 3 payments to do every month. So I'll be able to quickly calculate how much is going to left me, and I'm going to take like either 50% of that or like just fixed amount, and I'm going to leave rest on my account just for like daily expenses. And when the month is going to end, I'm going to push in what's left by the end of the month to that account and receive the new paycheck. So I'm not going to like withhold whatever I have on my basic account. I'm just going to start pushing it as much as possible to that savings account, just so I would maximize the income from that. Of course, I don't earn much, right? I'm not like wealthy or anything like that, but it's always additional money in a month, right? Which I be able to access any time of the day. So that's literally like a black hour cash. For sure, it's not going to allow me to buy a house, but who knows? Maybe in 2-3 years. Like from what I've read and seen, and like generally, the prices of housing in Poland dropped drastically, so you can buy a house really cheap compared to what it used to be, and it's dropping, right? Like a lot of people owning houses for sale are crying because their prices are dropping, and I think they were actually even asking country to help them support this, but the issue is that, you know, just because of the prices they are not receiving, it's not because of the inflation or anything like that. So that's funny, because they've kind of screwed themselves over, because there was like a certain level. It works like a bubble, right? That's what I've talked about. You have like a bubble and you can keep inflating the bubble, but there is a threshold and the bubble is going to burst at a certain point. And now it's like everything starts to like drop in pricing, just because they fucked themselves over and they've burst the bubble and they can't really do much about it. Which is funny and cool, because again, in 2 years I might actually be in possession of enough cash to buy a house. If the prices are going to be as I'm kind of predicting. And I don't know why, but I've kind of got good in those predicaments when it comes to the Polish stuff. I suck at the abroad though, because abroad is very dependent on other stuff, but I know our prices are still getting up, bro. Maybe move to Poland. Like for real though, I've literally seen faster than I get my paychecks, bro. That's crazy. And scary at the same time. I can imagine like going to the store, for example, you didn't really receive a new paycheck yet, but the prices managed to rise like 5 times already. It's half of the month, so you still need another half of the month to go, but the prices keep growing. That's scary. But I guess like this bubble is working everywhere. Like this sucks because you need to wait, because you don't know when the bubble is going to burst, but at a certain point, you know, the limit is going to be reached. At least I hope so. Because also you will be able to, I mean, I get paid like once per half a year or so, But I used to check housing prices at those times. I see. Understandable. Also, I'm wondering what's going to happen with PayPal because of the honey situation. Have you heard about honey? They call it honey drama, but it's actually a honey scam. Not drama. I believe drama is like reserved for a beef between content creators. Everything else with drama inside just makes no sense. Overriding local storage for referral codes. Overriding local storage for referral codes, yeah, exactly. So generally, Honey has been stealing money from content creators. They were literally giving referrals to use. It's also crazy that Markiplier like predicted that Honey is going to fuck something up. That's so crazy. But yeah, I'm wondering what's going to happen with PayPal now. I doubt that anything bad is going to be going on, but to be fair, PayPal already have been known for doing some shady business. Like for example, getting rid of people's accounts out of nowhere and taking all the money. This is actually something that has been going on, and they are protecting themselves against that in the terms of service, so you can't really do anything even legally. They have right to do that because of because you're accepting terms of service. Haven't happened to me yet, and I've noticed that you need to have very specific stuff going on. I believe I'm also going to have unlocked the rest of my stuff. Like for example, they can kill your account and take all the money if your account is taken under suspicion of scamming, right? So for example, if you are making a lot of like chargebacks and stuff, or well, websites are charging back. So for example, let's say I'm using Vision for making commissions. There is no problem with that. What do you mean? Like you can't get your money back. The thing is that we do that too, okay. That's crazy. That's not what happens here. Like here, no one has the right to touch your money. But since PayPal is not Polish, it's actually, I think, American or something like that. It just has its own terms of use. If somebody is a scammer, we freeze his money to an terminate account. Now over here, it's the account gets frozen, and until the investigation ends, and based on what the investigation does, the money gets back to the owners and the account gets closed. Bank doesn't seize the money. Oh, usually I'm the investigator here? Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Collecting evidence of the scam? I'm actually wondering what's going to go on. So the person who got banned can't sue us, I see. Yeah, PayPal just doesn't need to even do that, because we got evidence of him violating terms, yeah. That makes sense. PayPal doesn't even need to get evidence. They just have it in their terms of service that if there is suspicion they have of a scam or any shady business, they have total right to seize the money and kill your account without any information. So you can just wake up and you don't have any money, because literally if the PayPal was your like account with crap load of cash, you can just wake up and you don't have anything anymore, just because they don't have to even give you any information about that, what they are going to do with your account. They don't even care if you're like trying to prove yourself not guilty. If they terminate your account and seize the money, you are not going to get you're not going to get anything. There's a term. Security by obscurity, which applies to this situation too. Already terminate accounts without explanation. Yeah. This happens on to YouTube too. I mean, not quite. YouTube is obligated to think about MXR. I mean, MXR received email that their account has been terminated, and they've had to reach out to receive further explanation from what they've heard, and this is what YouTube does. It's not that they are not giving you anything. It's just that they don't really bother giving you it, right off the bat. You have to ask about it and wait for them to respond and hope that it's not a bot that is going to ignore you, that is going to ignore your question. They never tell you what you've done in their opinion. Yeah, because bot is doing that. They just have no idea what you are doing. A lot of people have been hurt this way, but they need to see. The thing is, no, it's a tactic. Really. I mean, what YouTube is receiving from that? They are not receiving money. They would have to suspend someone's AdSense account. Why they are terminated? Then the valid terminated account will find a way to circumvent those rules. Yeah, I see. But the thing is that, for example, what if that was wrong? Because still, but if they don't know which rule they violated, it's much harder to circumvent. Twitch did that too. I mean, here's the issue. If someone doesn't know if they are violating the rule, doesn't that mean that, maybe there wasn't any violation of the rule? Like, it's very specific, and I believe in cases like that, there should be at least some, straight away information like, hey, your account is under suspicion of breaking the rules, etc. But no, they to actually do anything, the person has to, for example, have people that can reach out to YouTube. It would help real scammers. YouTube is a scam too nowadays. I want to remind you that they are forcing people to watch ads. And it does seem like not me. Yeah, I mean, neither me. Also, I've had one case. I was receiving I've received like 2 ads on YouTube on Brave. I've sent the thing that I'm receiving ads. Literally, the very next video had no ads anymore. When I woke up. It's literally like, you know, like like one of those memes that I'm only receiving ads in amped videos on Discord. I mean, same, but sometimes I've had one issue. I believe YouTube was push an update to ads, and you know, Brave wasn't updated to deal with that. So I fell asleep, and when I woke up there was no issues anymore. So I believe Brave also updated. Also, I will hit 200 downloads, bro, that's crazy, in one day getting 200 downloads. I can't even imagine that. I doubt that even despite being teamed up with a guy that is known for games, my game is going to get so much attention. Also, I think I might use Spine for some things, like scenes and stuff, when things are finally going to get together. $18K views on the game preview, 720 open the page of game, and 107 downloaded. That's still really crazy statistics. So like one person who sees the preview downloads, yeah, that's still good. Like for example on Steam, everything is like very limited. So like, let's say, yeah, I expect like 5 downloads on first day. Yeah, I would expect, personally, I would expect even less. I'm expecting less. After all, for example, one of the games I'm going to release as first is going to be straight up RPG Maker game, just with some edits. And I'm wondering, because I might be able to make a real-time battle system, working real-time battle system, but I'm not sure how I can implement some stuff into that. That's why having a, you know, normal turn-based system makes more sense at first. You know, as of now. But making real-time battle system in RPG Maker is not really that difficult. You can just make a constant running in the background, like a constant script that on hit a specific button, a certain action is going to be made. So, and you can literally just calculate that a square is going to spawn in front of the character, and the square is going to have a specific animation. When it's going to finish performing certain animation, it's going to despawn. But then like attacking and moving is going to be difficult. Enemies, AI is going to be difficult because you can't really make anything advanced, so you can only make like either enemies that are going to just, you know, run around until they catch you, or make enemies that are going to be idiots and not really see you at all. But you can also create a cone of vision for them in RPG Maker. To be fair, I've noticed that when I've worked so much on RPG Maker, I've learned so many different things that I can do there. that it doesn't have to be a typical JRPG, and I don't really need any plugins or anything at all. But I believe if I try to look around, I might actually be able to find something really cool there. I'm actually wondering about that. Would I want to get a real-time battle system, or would I want to keep it as a you know, system with those RPG Maker people? To be fair, a lot of people are liking RPG Maker. How to script battles? Yeah. What's up? What did you find? Asked by many, answered by none. I know. The issue is that when people that are writing plugins are not giving many of those plugins for free. Like for example, Yanfly. And the usual answer is don't bother, you can't program anyways. Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly why I've never really even went into C++ or C#. But what if I can? Yeah. Where are resources if I can? Exactly. So here's the thing. I believe programming for RPG Maker is being gatekept because a lot of people are earning crapload of cash on it. Again, nowadays it's very difficult to find free plugins. Really, nearly impossible. You get a lot of... You ask something and people are going to respond, oh yeah, Yanfly has this plugin. You go on the Yanfly site and it's $15. $15 for a plugin to RPG Maker, and not even like an advanced plugin or anything like that. Just some bullshittery quality of life stuff that would help you, like editing menus and stuff. $15 for something like that. I'm telling you, it's the only thing is that they answer this is that they just don't want people to know it. Because if people would start to know it and learn, there would be no reason why people use plugins at all, or buy plugins, because they would just learn how to make their own plugins and go over everything. Because I've already seen people like arguing about that on some other forums. If it's hard to code, they just make some competition. No, it's not hard to code from what I've seen. See, if you go to the JS parts, why would it be hard? Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not. I believe if you go to the typical JS that you have in any project from RPG Maker, or the base RPG Maker, you are going to see a lot of different plugins, and those plugins actually have everything that can be editable. A lot of people are ignoring those because they don't want to mess anything up, but the thing is that, yeah, but hacked enough JavaScript, yeah. I would actually expect that you would just sit down and obliterate everything. Yeah, dang it, there's none of that. No, that's not that. Wait, that's not this project. There we go, that. There was a phase where I coded JS hardcore, really? Okay, there we go. If you go to, if you have a project, you go to the project, you open JS, and you have JavaScript source, you have main, plugins, RMMZ core, RMMZ managers, objects, scenes, sprites, windows. I can send you a project if you are interested. Straight up, I don't even bother send it, sure. I don't even bother with anything. I can just straight up send anything to you if you want. Wait, I need to zip it. Give it a sec. Those projects can actually get quite hefty. Quote unquote hefty. Wait, because I don't like something I see here. There we go. That's what I wanted. It's 94,695 kilobytes. I hope that I'll be able to send it. Yeah, no, I can't. Wait, give me a sec. I'm going to push it to a Google Drive and I'm going to add it to you. My drive. Upload. It's getting uploaded. Max on Discord, yeah. It's 94 megs. I have to say, it's not really that big of a deal with anything. Like, straight up, it's just whatever. Okay. That's... Share... let's say every person with the link, editing, whatever. Copy the link. There you go. You should be able to do a lot. No, even download it. But yeah, that's straight up that. It's like a lot of people just don't know that they can go to JS and they have absolutely everything. Like all the sources and stuff. Of course you have to understand JavaScript to know what to do, but every single plugin is, I believe, is actually sourcing from those things, because it's like the those are like, it's 92 megs, not 49. I said 49. I thought I said 92. But yeah, it's 92.5 megabits from what I see. Megabytes, sorry. It's not internet measurement. But yeah. That's that. So like you have like, if you go to the JS, instead of going into the other JavaScripts, but you into the additional like plugins, which you can also open and I believe check what's up. Like how they do it. I believe you are, I bet you are going to be able to figure out what they are writing there. I have absolutely not even a single idea. I understand just couple things. I'm not as good at JS. I just know how to do stuff with for the web sites, which is still not even as advanced. But yeah. That's why I'm telling you, it's really easy to guide people to do, to like say where stuff is. They don't do that because they are gatekeeping it. That's that. Because you get the entire core of the engine there. You can just do everything if you have those. These JS files, yeah. There's like nothing in them. What are you talking about? Like nothing? Shouldn't be. JS core rmmz underscore core.js 1.8.0. This section contains some method that will be added to the standard JavaScript objects at namespace JS extension. Makes a shallow copy of the array. Yada yada yada. Object define property array prototype clone. Whether the two arrays are the same. Yeah, so it's just shows more or less stuff, but it's like the entire core, graphics, everything, base sets, message system, like sub 1k lines of code. What? Is that actually sub 1k? Okay, I can open this with Visual Studio. I don't think that's sub 1k, yeah. Looking at the walking car butler code right now, the core itself has 6,494k lines. Plugins, I believe, is how the plugins are getting injected into the thing. Yeah, but you don't touch that. Yeah, but like, wait, you don't? When you are making a plugin, don't you affect, for example, core and objects is in WebAssembly? Really? So for example, Fossil for sure is checking for so here's the thing. Way how to make plugin changes depending from FX here is in WASM. Well, yeah, like this is how it goes. Like straight up what you have here, right? Like what you have here, the JavaScript, because and C# compiles into hey, that's good news, because if I learn C# I'll be able to also affect RPG Maker if I learn to. But yeah, you get like, it does mean that RPG Maker can run on C#, yeah. I would assume. Yeah, mean was mean. Yeah, you have libraries, you have core managements, yeah. I believe you are also affecting with plugins the core and other stuff. Because people can actually exchange those stuff. And I would assume that this actually, like, that plugin overrides what you have in the core mechanic of the engine. But yeah, I would assume you would, like, just with what you have there, I assume you already know how to break the entire RPG Maker. I believe there was a drama that some RPG Maker actually had some sort of like a tracking in the thing. You can do that with JS, but usual rule is to extend instead of modify. Yeah, about that, RPG Maker usually gets overwritten instead of extended. Not usually, but a lot of people just override a lot of stuff because RPG Maker is very poor in working and systems. So to actually make some additional stuff, they are kind of forced to change how core of the engine works. Like for example, quest system. To make quest system work, you would like a lot of people are actually making it just so the menu gets edited and you receive the special tab that you can rename only in the plugin. And basically you have like outside software that where you add the quests. That was a really cool one, but the person stopped using it. I just realized. What's up? Like, fun fact, RPG Maker, older RPG Makers up to VX Ace, I think, RPG Maker is just a bunch of JS drawing on a HTML canvas. Yes, exactly. I believe they've made it just so it would be also easier for modding, because even Kodokawa is aware that what they are giving is not really maximizing possibilities for people. So I believe they've made it just so it would be simple to make the plugins. They just don't know their community, and they don't know that the plugins are being gatekept from people, or rather how to make them. So a lot of people end up wanting to learn, but they can't because this knowledge how to do it is gatekept. In the core JS, they define the main object types and their properties. Yeah. You can literally change, I believe you can literally change how many animations you need for walking animation, because it like bounces, but I believe you can raise the amount of frames, so you can literally make very advanced running animations if you would want to, because RPG Maker uses only 3 frames for walking. Left, stop, right, and that's it. You can modify it to out a random GIF there instead. Yeah, well, you can do literally anything with it. Yeah, I've told you, it's really simple if you have the exact thing. If you, like, even for me, it's simple to understand what's more or less there. I would assume that it's more difficult to actually add, edit and stuff, because I don't really know JS as much. So I would assume that the first project that I would start running some changes, everything would just get destroyed. But I have to say, I don't really have any issues with that, like straight up. Like for me, it's simple enough to comprehend. And again, it's just gatekeeping, straight up. I think if it's imported to VS Code, it will fill the lags and do proper code completion. Bro, I just opened it in Notepad++. Yeah, I was opening those in Notepad++ when I was first starting with it. I don't like to use full VS for JS, I see. It's literally like spitting on it. I love it. Considering that I absolutely hate JS. Yeah. I can imagine you would, you would be able to do everything with it. That abomination won't touch my precious Visual Studio. To be fair, that's another thing you can start doing for people. Making plugins for RPG Maker and sell those. A lot of RPG Maker developers are actually buying their plugins. Straight up. Not only that, a lot of those are also being added by Kodokawa as DLCs. For example, Yanfleece. They just set up that they receive a percentile from sale when those are getting released on Steam. So you can imagine how much actually the code is very readable. I mean, I would assume very characteristic of JavaScript. To be fair, I've noticed that a lot of developers that use JS in HTML, which Kodokawa does, is very readable. I am getting lost in anything else that uses JavaScript, and I believe that's the reason why. Lol. Okay, we finished the body, we need to shade the face, which I'm kinda scared of. And then we'll be left with hairs and the band. Already figured out how you can do isometric view in RPG Maker, bro. Actually, I was thinking about making isometric view game. Because isometric view reminds me a lot of Mega Man Battle Network, and I wanted to make isometric view game when I was starting with RPG Maker, but then I've surrendered because it wasn't really as good and possible. Better to do it in Godot though, yeah. That's what was on my mind. I learned how to use a better engine and I'm just going to do it then. The Witch game supposed to be in isometric. Don't want to write a lot of stuff from scratch, yeah. I can understand. Because in RPG Maker there are a lot of stuff which needs to be overridden for it, yeah. I would assume that, for example, the angle for the movement, time maps, navigation, sprite rendering, etc. Yeah, exactly. I mean, who knows, maybe someone made it. Again, there are a lot of different people that are actually doing stuff. The whole coordinate system, yeah. The best part is that they've actually made comments for each section explaining what does what. Wait, RPG Maker MZ. And how is it called? Isometric view. Let me see if someone already done it. Yeah, plugins. It's not a plain comment. They use editor hint comments. That's good, I think. Someone made MV 3D plugin, so yeah. Guess what? Someone literally made that RPG Maker is developing 3D spaces for people, for people's things, so it's like loading 3D models. But loading 3D models is premium for people to touch. For example, can parse them and do full IntelliSense. Well, yeah. So you see now what do I mean? Every single plugin, that is the best one too. Not even the best one, but like a lot of plugins are being made just to cash money. And it doesn't really work half as bad. It generally just puts the textures of the blocks you get on RPG, on some like script-wise generated 3D spaces. It can even develop like, you know, isometric view, or you can have a view where you see the character face down. Yeah, again, issues. And most, yeah, another isometric view, another paid wall. And this is it, man. It'll be funny for ya, but really, people are just waiting for cashing out stuff on it. RPG Maker surprisingly can become a cash cow if you know how to go about it. Hi LIT, got to have you here, how your brain is going? Logical though? And you can use any 3D, yeah, exactly. Just import 3JS and override the sprite render with the 3JS render output. And you can use any 3D, logical though, yeah. Exactly, it's just like kinda logical, but that explains why every single time someone asks how to make plugins, people receive only the same answer. You don't know how to code anyway, because a lot of people also that make plugins think that anyone besides them have no idea how to program. That's another issue. So it's like gatekeeping on a couple different levels. That's why I kinda went away from RPG Maker community, because they've had community. Didn't go great. And with you? Actually had a lot of issues from the very beginning of the day. I've got a direct direction into stuff to the doctor's office. I now day after tomorrow I have to go to the doctor's office, fulfill the medical appointment to have a checkup if I can continue work. Tomorrow I'm supposed to have a psychiatrist, so I'm going to have 2 very busy days, because for day after tomorrow I have to go travel to another city. That sucks, because yeah, that's an hour, even more, because like it's center of that city, so like more than an hour one way, plus waiting there, and usually the wait is really long. Yeah. I'll be mad if I hear that people who went on sick leave from psychiatrists don't really apply to routine checkups like that. You are not too stressed. I am. I'm constantly stressed. If they would give me that light bulb that shines brighter than freaking that shines brighter the more stressed you are from that meme, I would literally become a second sun. But yeah, it's just messed up because they're edging me until today. I've sent them info on 2nd. They had entire 2nd of January, 3rd of January to give me that paper to register myself, because if I would receive the paper sooner, I would probably be able to go there tomorrow instead of day after tomorrow. But because I couldn't register myself for tomorrow but day after tomorrow when my sick leave ends, they were expecting me to go to work and then go to the doctor's office. The issue is it's getting me into costs. The money, which I don't have because I'm broke. So generally the main issue is that I was stressing out throughout the entire half of the day, and we finally came to the conclusion that I'm just going to get the time leave. Just the typical time off. The person taking care of my manager said that it's okay, so whatever. You can always chat with me if you want on a vent. It's alright. Thank you, Ali team. Thank you. It really means a lot. Yeah, I hate when they expect you to do everything in very short period of time. It's not how it's supposed to do, especially when they tell you that, stuff like, oh yeah, you are not eligible for a pay rise or to get higher, to get a promotion, because you're not doing enough, despite working your ass off for 12 hours a day for 4 days in a week, being constantly on their phone if something fucks up, attending every single time overtime, and literally working on 6 different doing tasks from 6 different positions, which is not something you're supposed to do, and they still tell you that. And when they have simple thing like giving you a paper to come back to work, they do something like that. Well, sucks to suck, right? I've actually applied for more. I don't know why they wanna give people too much work that get them stressed. Yeah, I mean, it's literally losing them employees, and it's only causing people to have depression and stuff and going on sick leaves. So, that's that. I've literally just had enough. That's why I've that's why I've got the sick leave from psychiatrist in the first place. I just had absolutely enough of everything that is going on in the work. They first were giving me like false accusations that I'm sleeping during work while the entire shift has been, you know, worked through and done perfectly. So like they could see, but they've ignored those facts. Another thing is that more accusations were flowing on me, and I've just couldn't stand it. They were like literally ignoring all the logical facts and getting for granted whatever someone said without any evidence and nothing really. So like, yeah, I just hate this case. I'm hoping that I'm going to receive soon enough a job. Okay, so tomorrow I have at 15:20. That's good, that's doable. We might even be able to make a stream before that, and after that we will see. Tomorrow I want to use that last day. I mean, last day is going to be day after tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be like typical last day. I want to use it for streaming mostly, and today I'm going to pull off an all-nighter just to maximize output of things. When I'm going to come back, I'm going to struggle with time, but I've kinda got refreshed mind and some more and I finally were capable to like think of how am I supposed to split my work and my time, and I think I know how I'm going to do stuff generally. For sure there are going to be a couple additional streams that I would want to do during the times off, right? So not gonna lie, that's really a lot, yeah. I mean, I want to write a book, I want to make a comic book, which we are making right now. We are making a cover art from my original story. We are literally just sitting here for a couple past streams and just making the cover art for the comic book. We are also going to I'm going to also show like how I'm making the entire comic book. It's just the fact that I'm going to make it in a form of a webtoon, so it's going to look a bit different, but I'm going to do my best to actually keep it like a normal comic book, like a normal manga, just so it would be transferable. It's just I'm going to try to mix match the style of manga and the normal comic book. A bit like webtoon, yeah, exactly. A bit like webtoon, but manga-wise too. The comic book is going to be available on webtoon. So that's that. I'll have to we are going to most likely work on the graphics for it. And actually that's what I would want to that's one of the couple things I would want to focus on this year. For sure off stream I'm going to work on some more projects. I want to just maximize this year's output of stuff, and comic book is for sure something I've always wanted to do for a really long time. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to you know, I'll be able to present at least first volume. I'd say go for it. I want to go for the first volume at least. FYI, I'm going to go for the volume lengths. Like for example, Bleach's manga has with like, you know, character descriptions and stuff. Bleach's manga has 189 pages, and I would want to hit something like that. I'm now making stuff with manga cover, with cover art because I want to each volume to have a cover, but the volumes are going to be updated with chapters. So now we are making the we are starting the cover in general, and then we are going to finish the chapter, and we are going to push through rest of the chapters later on. So the work is going to be kind of better because we like, first of all, I'm for sure not going to sit here and color manga, but I would for sure want to keep similar shading but in black and white. So those are like a lot of different stuff already happening and going on, but for sure it's going to help me a lot. More things is that I would want to make games. I'm learning C#. I will want to continue learning C#, so we will see. I believe when I'm going to come back to work, I'm going to end up learning C# once a week. When I had my first exam yesterday and went well, that's so cool, LAT, I'm so happy to hear it. It's used by people who RPG make. Sorry, Zega, I've just started blabbering and totally missed out on stuff. RPG Maker is used by people who don't want to learn to code, otherwise they would use a proper engine. I mean, it depends. I've noticed that some people are just wanting to use RPG Maker because it's the shortest way to finish a game. It's not necessarily that they don't want to learn how to code, it's just RPG Maker is giving them the best basis. I'm playing around with 3JS. Dude, damn it. I've coughed and hold the cough and literally my throat hurt. I've almost literally burst my throat. The worst feeling. And it can be monetized? Yeah, exactly. But again, I wouldn't really necessarily say that people don't want to learn how to code, people just want to have the fastest road to finish their project. And RPG Maker is giving them the best basis. I honestly have some troubles with my next exam. How so? What is your next exam about? I assume it has a topic. If it's like Second World War, I can literally just help you out. About software layout? Oh, Zega can help you out if you ask nicely, maybe. And if he's going to, I don't know, and if he will want to. Zega is the clever one. Architecture. There you go. Zega is the programmer one from all of us here gathered. I'm a dumbass. I'm an idiot. Generally, so my stuff is going to suck most likely. And I would be too lazy to keep stuff in a nice architecture. If it'll work, it'll work. Or what is software layout about? Yeah. I might assume that software layout might be as with that layout stuff. It's very difficult because I only know the application some months and not years like the others. Yeah, but what do you mean by layout? Like how the code is structured, or how, or like software inside layout, like UI? What are we talking here about? How to use a specific software? Yeah, that might also fit that thing. Like if it's about UI, I can help. Not sure about like writing, but I can help you how to design UI. But yeah. I'm really sorry, I don't know how to explain English, I see. Okay, false alarm then I guess. No, it's okay, it's okay. It's just, you know, try to help, yeah. I mean, I hope you will do well. Also remember, if you are going to spend enough time on learning, you will for sure get it, but don't overload your brain about making baseline grades and stuff. Oh. No, I don't think that yellow fits well. I believe the yellow would be good for some darker skinned characters. Davison unfortunately is very pale. So a titanium gray is going to be good for the highlights. But still the face first. I don't know. Sorry, I've had a stroke. There you go. I've caught up with Discord a little bit. I really want to... probably after the stream I'm going to chill out a bit. I forgot what that was a baseline grid. Oh, it's UI. It's user interface. Okay. Baseline grid is like... what is the best... what is the basic grid for your software, for your UI? So if, for example, you are going to have a... if you are going to have like a system made out of... God, I need to search a lot up. It's okay. So you are learning UI, okay, so I can help on that. So generally... baseline grid is like, so to say, a fixed base for your containers that you're using. For example, absolute grid setup is that something is not going to change at all. Like you can, you know, just give a gutter and it's going to basically, you know, keep up certain... it's always going to have this certain like gap, right? So if you doesn't sound too responsive, you know, it's like if you're expanding your window, everything else is going to follow up, but certain items in the UI are going to stay this in like the same proportions, right? So if you are going to have like a grid step which is like 4, or like layouts, row settings, you can achieve like similar goal. Always a good idea, yeah. So like for example, you are letting know in the user interface how you, like, what rules the user interface is going to use to modify. Like how, for example, Bootstrap solves it. So for example, your Bootstrap, I've actually just read everything correctly. Anyway, so like again, for example, if you have like a wrap content, you are going to establish that, let's say, no matter how big an object is, the gather between them is always going to be 16, right? Or 4 or whatever. So that's already like more or less a rule, right? You can also make a rule that if, for example, you have 2 of the same heights, right? The gather between them is going to be, let's say, double of your normal gather for a reason, right? It's like very dependent on like making rules and sets, etc. I'm not sure actually what software you are using. The problem was in the aula, the teacher was explaining too much and through each other, so I kind of spaced out his explanation. Yeah, I can actually understand. So basically we are talking here about like the general like editing. Oh, it's in design? In design? Oh, in design is actually really good. Let me check if Adobe. Yeah. Adobe is using very specific stuff for developing UIs. It allows you to, for when you are making a UI, you can also type in a form of a code, kinda, allowing you to create like a from what I've seen, it allows you to create like a responsive base for your UI. I believe that's why it's used. Because what does need this software? UI UX designer. UI UX designers are using InDesign. Is that a profession? Yes. That's a graphic designer partial profession for web development. Usually web development. I would assume that UI designer can also work on at games and design UIs, whatever. But yeah, that's UI/UE UX designer. That's actual profession. That sounds so weird, but it's kind of messed up because you are literally just making everything. They make a Bob the Builder looking ass out of ya. You just sit down and let people just drag you across the floor. I wanted to become UI UX designer, but I've looked at what the fuck is going on and I've just decided, fuck this shit. The UI UX designers I work with only click to get around on stuff in Figma, and all the problems on how to make it responsive work and stuff is our problem. It depends actually how... I assume that it depends highly on everything. So it's, you know, it depends on the company and how they treat UI UX designers. I've seen some companies in Poland are also demanding UI UX designers to make the website and develop the website while doing the UI. So you are not only designer, but you're also a programmist. But you are getting paid for one job. That's like, you know, the shittiest of the possibilities, but straight up you are getting crapped on. Yeah, I think the face and rest would. Yeah, because designers have to know what is technically doable, which is not is often not the case. Yeah, I understand. I understand, but they don't have any other programists. It's not like the designers are doing stuff. They are demanding from the designers to make the websites. I think I must stop. I can find some stuff. Gotta search it up. I think it's okay, Ality. It's okay. It's you know, doing the UI isn't really considered programming anymore. Yeah. Like the HTML. God damn it, let me speak for God's sake. Sorry, I'm kinda stressed. See you guys another time. See you, LT. It's okay. If you wanna talk, you can always hit me up in DMs. We coughed so synchronously. Oh no. Learn? Yeah. Learn. Take your time at it. But yeah, like for example, UI UX designers in some cases not only have to create the designs, but they also have to recreate those designs to be the end gate, you know, like complete everything from the design to the delivered product, you know. If for own self-learning, go fast, forget fast if it's for school. Exactly. I'm taking my time learning actually, so that's good. All the things actually I've read were already kind of established in my technical college, so that's good. I could quickly read through the stuff if there are any changes, differences or something, but that's that. For how long we are streaming already? 3 hours, folks. 3 hours, that's crazy. God damn it. Okay, I think I'm going to stop because I'm literally getting troubles breathing already and I can't stop coughing and I don't want you to hear that. You managed to shade the neck in 3 hours? Not only the neck. I've edited, you know, everything here, completed the shadows. There was a lot, but yeah, we've been talking a lot during the stream. I kinda have to focus on during streams on the stuff. I have to get the idea of drawing and talking, you know. I know I can do that. It's just I'm like, I don't know why I just kind of forget to do that. I just space out. We don't focus on it either. Yeah. But yeah. So basically, I need to complete the face, hairs, and the band around the waist. So that's cool. And we'll be done with it. I think I would want to do some more editing here. For example, like adding some more, maybe gradient. But considering how simple all of those are, you really don't get much. Maybe some shadows. Like over here you get some shadow action. But usually you get like just a typical, you get just a solid color. Same from Bleach. All the Bleach covers are straight up white, so I guess I'm not really going to bother. I just finished the character, and that'll be it. Maybe it would be good to add like some red shadow and add a texture. Hi Bunny Bug, got Ivy here, how are you hoping it's going? I believe this is the first Instagram, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How have you been, Bunny? I still have to add the tattoo on the chest. I really can't stop coughing, I don't know why. Girl, I like your art, nice house. Thanks Bunny, thanks. Really good to hear that. Hope to see you more often. That too? What? Tattoo. Like tattered? TA like from tattered? So tattoo? Because the double O makes a long U sound, I think. Tattoo. But yeah, it sounds kinda like two. Just with two O's. Help, I can't stop. Someone rip my throat apart. Okay. So, since it's, what, 3 hours already, I guess we are going to say our goodbyes for today. Thanks Zega for being active in the Twitch. Thanks Target, Skylar, Ray, Dan, Ryan, Saf, Zach, Ality, and Bunny for being active on YouTube. Hope to see you all in the next stream. Meanwhile, take care and bye bye.